Reforming your gears, is it worth it? For those people who doesn't know what reforming is, once you have pen Tuvala gears, you can turn them into Tet boss gears, talking to Jetina. But honestly, there's really no point changing it unless you're actually doing the reforming, because Tet Kudum is basically same as pen Tuvala gear. So on this scenario, we're gonna use Kudum for our example scenario here, and let's get with it. These are all the ingredients that we'll need to get to from Tet, Reform, Kudum to Pen. And then you guys will need stage 1, stage 2, 3, 4, 5 to become a Pen Kudum, for example. For boss crystals, keep in mind that it's gonna take you guys about 4 weeks to get 360, because you guys can get 115 each from Jetina. And you guys will need 2 lightning arrows as well, depending on what kind of armor or weapons you will make. And with this crystal right here, I didn't put anything because the price can change on the situation. First pen weapon is gonna cost you about 1.5 bill for that crystal, and if it's the second pen weapon that you're gonna make, then it's gonna cost you 3.5, for example, and so on, and then third and 6 bill. But if you guys go for defense gear, it's gonna cost you 4 bill, and then 6 bill, 8 bill, and 11 bill. And so as you guys can see, the price goes up as more you guys make the pen boss gears. So as you guys can see down here, our first pen is gonna cost us 6.4 bill. Second one is gonna cost us 8.4, and then third one is gonna cost about 11 bill. And if you're going for defense gears, it's gonna cost about 9 bill, 11 bill, 13 bill, and 16 bill. So looking at the price right here, guys, as you guys can see, if you guys reform it, it's more expensive to make than just buying it from the market. So the first one is a no. Second one, 8.47, so no as well. 11 bill, right? It's gonna cost you more to make the third one, so no, absolutely. So let's look at the first armor. As you guys can see, 8.97, so 9 bill, basically, if you want to make it from reforming. And something that's higher than 9 bill is actually helmet. Besides, everything else is, cheaper. And so if you just buy it from the market, I recommend buying these 3, in the market. But then for Griffin, yeah, you can make Griffin, But then after that, on the second one, it becomes 11 bill. And so clearly you guys just want to buy it after that, or else it's just gonna be more expensive dramatically. And so for the long run, it's not really worth it for getting reformed. But let's talk about a little bit more. So I'll mention that you guys can turn your reform to just all the way up to 4, and just don't make 5, just leave it up to 4, and then go on. And so that's what it looks like here on this scenario. You guys will get basically 2 more AP, 2 more DP, and everything basically of +2s and 1s, for example. If we go reforming meta from level 1, 2, 3, 4, at least we can get some APs and DPs from it. But it's just only +2s and 1s, and so it's not as dramatic or crazy difference for Kudum in this scenario. However, from getting reform 1, 2, 3, 4, it's gonna cost us about this much in total, and so it's gonna cost you about 2.318 bill if you want to go for level 4 reform. And don't forget that it's gonna take you about 2 or 3 weeks. So what do we learn today? For making reforming gears, pros and cons again. They're untradeable for con, and pros, they can get gradual stats, but it's gonna force you to get boss weapon of pen, and you have no more options because they're untradeable. But if you're going for buying the boss gears method, pros and cons is that pro, you can sell it whenever you want, and you can change it to Black Star or God Ear weapon anytime. And I recommend honestly doing that because this game is all about PvE grinding, and so you'll definitely want better monster damage, and so I recommend that. And con can be though is that you'll need that full money to just pay it off, and so that's the pros and cons about between these two. But this is my personal preference, which is just using all the Tuvala gears until you guys can actually buy it or enhance it all the way up to Tet of Black Stars, or just going for boss gears, depending on who you are. And yes, the Black Star of Tet is gonna cost you about 13 bill for the main weapon. However, with 150 drop rate with Agris, you guys can easily make 700 mil in centers, and all you need is 190 AP there. And so I highly recommend you guys just checking that out with your Tuvala gears. I can promise you guys can grind there easily. But some people might complain that, oh, but you know, I'm like shy main or whatever, like I'm slow at grinding, and so let's just drop that to like 500 mil, for example. So, you know, 13 bill divided by what? 500 mil? And you just need to grind, you know, 26 hours there, and you guys can just buy the Black Star. And if you think 26 hours is a long grind, I'm sorry, this game is not for you. This game is very grindy, and it's a long progression and processing, and so yeah, if you guys like grinding, definitely this is the game for you. And if 26 hours is too long for you, again, I'm sorry. Go play Minecraft. That is it with this video. Hope you guys liked it, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Ciao.